Welcome to the Model Car Hobby Headquarters Unpodcast with your host, Luca C. Now here he is, Luca C. Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. How you doing today? Welcome to the first episode of the Model Car Hobby Headquarters Unpodcast. We're giving this a shot, and we're here with the first guest of the first show, and that would be over here, Unsmart Aaron. Aaron, how you doing? Welcome. Say hi to the guys and girls and everybody.
Shut up, me. Oh, hi, guys.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget to tell Aaron to shut up. Anybody you wondered who that was? Well, there he is right there. Well, over this way.
You were pointing in the wrong direction.
I'm pointing it. Well, from my view, it's the correct direction. That's what counts. So, yeah, we want to start a show like this that I'm going to have, Aaron probably quite a bit, but there'll be other people that are a little more elevated in the hobby than Aaron. He's just all I got right now.
Oh, well, that's plenty.
But, to discuss stuff about the hobby and have fun and just talk model car stuff and bench race or whatever we feel like doing. And this is just something new that thought we'd do. Aaron, cool. Aaron is one of the producers, and the other producers, if they want to ever come on, we'll probably do something with them too. But I got other YouTubers that I've been talking to. We're going to be getting together with. I might do in studio stuff. It might just be like on this type of format where we stay in the comforts of our own.
Hey, Luca, don't forget, I am your friendly neighborhood bad cop administrator too.
Yes, he's the administrator of the Facebook group that if you get booted off 9 times out of 10, almost 10 times out of 10, it's this guy right here doing it to you because you were bad. You were very, very bad. And he said, "You're out, dude." So there's the hating there. Go hate him. No, but Aaron and I have been friends for a long time. I've talked about him in my video. He's been in my videos. My goodness, if you haven't, you aren't watching the shows. You are not watching channel if you don't know who this guy is. So
that was that failed indie movie that we put together for Pomona, isn't it?
Yeah. When we went to the NHRA museum for that
never did good at the Cannes Film Festival. We sucked. We just sucked at the Cannes Film Festival.
But the thing is I got tons of footage of you to totally put you in my videos and make fun of you, and that's what it's all about. He's kind of like he's my whipping post, my laugh at. Aaron's a super good guy, knows his stuff, excellent model builder, very good friend. Sometimes, most of the time, all the time, most of the time. But gosh, yeah, it's like I want to say, how long have we known each other? About, I don't know, 17 years or something?
Yeah, about 18 years, I'd say.
Not counting like I knew of you from that one story I told when that IPMS judge was telling you sucked at model building because, you don't know what you're doing per NHRA.
Right. I think 02 or 03, I think, is when we first kind of.
Yeah, and then we produced a couple model shows together, and then also helped you with the model show.
That was at your show. That was at your show that I wasn't a part of yet because we weren't working it together.
Did you go to the first show because you helped with the second show and the third show?
The first one that I remember.
That was the one at the
go-kart
track. Did you go to that?
That was the winter water Wonderlands winter. Remember that? It rained.
Oh yeah.
All the time. It rained every week and weekend. And the show was just it was raining like crazy.
Yeah, that's right, because we had outside stuff we were planning on doing and it didn't happen because of that.
It was terrible. The show was good. The show was good.
Cool. That's where I met another YouTuber long before he was a YouTuber. YouTube wasn't around, but that was Ralph from the Muscle Car Modeler. You guys got to check his show out. But
lots of how-tos.
Yeah,
a lot of how-tos, and Raul's a real solid builder. Really solid.
Remember he showed up to the show and just filled the factory stock class. Just filled it. I go, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
And he said, me. It's me. I'm the guy. I said, you should come to the club meeting. And that's how it started.
Mm-hmm.
And from there it went. But we'll probably have him on the show. And I've been talking to him about that. So might have the muscle car modeler on there. Oh, gosh. Am I saying his show right?
Muscle. Yeah.
Yeah, the muscle car modeler.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, 18 years, 18 long years.
Oh,
we've known each other.
Yeah, it's
like any marriage, through thick and thin.
Oh, please. Yeah, you were there at the end of my marriage.
Yeah. So,
anyways, so the big thing we want to talk about is we're going to talk about round two. They're a major thing in our hobby right now. A lot of stuff's happening with them, and 95% is all positive in my view. There's a 5% negative that I've already covered that I'm going to blast at them here in a little bit. But let's first talk about, what do you think of, the video that I did and that news that was put out there about them being bought out or bought, which they really aren't bought. I mean, this company, right. it's a investment company that bought a controlling amount of their of round two.
On the nose. That's just exactly what I was going to tell you, is that I did some more reading up on that today.
Yeah.
I reread the release, the press release, and it's, I mean, controlling interest is prominently in there, what they say. So any question about, and again, when they say controlling interest, my take is that, okay, round two is going to be infused with a lot of capital now, because this company, I can't remember the name of the company right now, but you know what I mean.
I can look.
I should have wrote it down. Like a good blogger, I should have wrote it down. But anyways, I looked the company up, but they're going to infuse them with a lot of capital, because they recognize that round two is, they're expanding, and any company that does that is not going to do that. They're going to look that company over, not just in a matter of weeks, but it'll be months that they're going to be looking this company over before they throw those proposals out. And so they like what they saw from round two.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that they thought that they could get in on that,
obviously, and you did research on this. I'm right now trying to look up that company. You did research on that company of, past things that they've done. I assume, right?
The Fitness Planet is,
and you can't remember the name of them.
Yeah.
Nor can I.
I have it on this iPad. I'm not going to do it, but they're in with Fitness Planet, I believe it is.
Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. Okay. There were a couple of other brands that I recognized, and I should have wrote them down. I'm sorry, but so they're legit. They're actually, they got a European site. I think they originated in Europe, in the UK.
I saw something about that. Because this is how prepared we are for stuff like this. I've been known to have total prepness on anything I do.
Indeed.
I can't find anything about it.
But and so they, I'm assuming that they're seeing all the good in there. Don't know whether round two was cash strapped. And maybe they took it as far as they can go with the capital that they.
That's probably what it is. I wouldn't say they're that. Of course, this is all speculation, everyone. We're just going by what we've read and everything.
Exactly.
And we don't know. It's their business. Yeah, we're just talking heads on this point.
Right.
But I can imagine just the way the company has been going. I don't think it was a thing that they were in any trouble. They just wanted to go farther, and this was the best way to go farther. And a lot of it has to do with like they made the announcement. I know this isn't model car related, but still, it still filters down. Is this whole Star Wars thing, the licensing? That's got to cost a ton of money, and I bet you that was a big part of it. Is to be able to get these licensing plus other licensing, like the automotive licensing, is a ton of money right there too.
Don't forget Mattel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And if any of you seen, they just dropped a video today of what, their February thing. They have another kit come out. We'll talk about that in a little bit because I actually got excited about that one. And I think that's some good stuff coming. But they did the Mattel, the metal old school Mattel Hot Wheels signs, which I got to get one and put it right over there. So does that mean that they bought Hot Wheels? I mean, that's kind of crazy. Mattel's still a big company. You used to be in that business years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't buy Mattel, but I mean,
did they buy the Hot Wheels brand from Mattel? I doubt that.
No. But they got the license to.
Is that it? Just to do some retro stuff?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the clocks that they're showing. I don't know if those are new. Maybe it is. And maybe Mattel is branching out. The Hot Wheels brand is maybe they're branching out like that. I mean, the nostalgia wave has been, we're still on the crest of the nostalgia wave. Yeah. So there's a lot of money to be had there, especially with Hot Wheels, and has been for a couple decades now. But yeah, I mean, they're just buying into and they're getting that licensing to be able to work in conjunction with Mattel and with the Hot Wheels specific brand to do other things, to do things with it, which is really cool. And especially with Star Wars and Disney and all that, that's just crazy. It has to be really expensive. That has to be really, really expensive.
Oh, it is. You're dealing with Disney too there.
Right. So the fact that this company came in and infused them with cash, with the stipulation that they also have controlling interest, that's the nice part. That's the good part. The bad part is the controlling interest. It's the good part and the bad part. Obviously, they're going to have all that money to be able to pursue a lot of the things. Hopefully, they all work out. Yeah. But the bad thing is, if they're not working out, the controlling interest in the direction of the company in the future, it goes to the parent company now. It goes to that company.
Yeah, that I cannot for the life of me find any. Maybe it's all been pulled. I cannot find any information on it. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're like yeah. I mean, they're like almost like majority stockholders. I didn't look too hard to see whether round two was like. I don't think that they were, that they're publicly traded company, but on the market. But I mean,
is there? What? I just found which it's on Cult TV Man, who culttvman.com is where this information came from, and I see that they post a new one that's saying updated thing about round two being sold. Let's see what update stuff they got here. Probably have to read into it. Yeah, the new info here is that Presidian, that's what it Presidian Capital.
Right.
They have 51% of round two, owns 51% in what is described as a partnership. And again, the Tom Lowe is very much stating that, him and his guys are still in control. This is just an injection of money.
Hopefully that's right.
I looked up something before when I did my first video on it and they say everything, they're going to remain in South Bend, Indiana. Nothing's going to change. But Presidian Capital, I mean, they are a U.S. based company. I guess they have interests in Europe.
Right.
Because I thought that at first they were a European company, but I don't know.
Okay. Well, if they originated here, that's probably better. They have,
But it seems like, I mean, look at their, and I'm sure they did. You know, I don't believe that Tom wants to be taken over and booted out of his company. He worked his butt off, and
right.
to say again, I've said this before, and you know, everybody seems to forget. You know, you gotta give that man, you know, thank you very much. He saved a lot of this hobby.
Yeah.
Some close to 20 years ago by buying up all those companies that basically RC2 was going to just throw out, just trash. So we weren't going to have it anymore.
Yeah, we remember that time before.
Yeah, remember that? It was like it was so like I remember AMT was blowing out mostly old MPC you know, toolings. They were chucking out a whole bunch of really cool kits, and it's like, oh, this is great. What a great, remember we'd go into Andy's and there'd just be all these, every month there was something, a bunch of new cool kits that hadn't been around in a while. And then it stopped like that. And around RC2 was like, we're done with this. And we were all, what's going to happen?
Right.
You know, and then I think at that time they were just under the Polar Lights banner.
Right.
Round
and
two.
there was no NPC, you know, there wasn't any NPC. I don't remember.
There wasn't. All AMT put everything under the all under the banner of AMT, and even if the old MPC stuff.
Okay.
I can pull a bunch, you know, from that era up there, and they even dropped the Ertl. They were just AMT the last few times for that. It was round two that decided to separate all the things and bring back all the old monikers and do all that retro art and stuff like that. And you know, to me, they're you know, it makes me cringe horribly when people bag the quality of the kits, because the quality of kits isn't their fault. It's not the quality of the kits that they're putting out are fantastic. They're not full of flat. They polished up the mold. They're in great shape. Mm-hmm. When everybody's talking about quality, it's not truly quality that stinks. It's that it's old tooling and nobody can get it. Well, they're not businessmen. Not to bag any of you people out there. You're not businessmen. They're not going to retool all this stuff. They already have it. Why retool it? I don't really care. I'll work with it. I'd rather have those kits. I'd rather have all these neat kits to choose from. Right. And I'm beating a dead horse at this point.
And if they have other ones, if they have other ones that they haven't introduced yet that are still waiting, then more power to them. You know,
well, they've already proven. I mean, that Grumpy's toy was a big wow. That is damn near all retooled. The whole body it's just better. And then everybody bags that. It's still the old kit. It's not going to be what everybody you know, then it'd be a totally new kit. But like this, I'm still waiting, which that'll bring me to a bad thing I complain about them, is I'm still waiting for Andy to get that 63 wagon that because I have an original body somewhere I want to dig up.
Yeah.
Comparison. I think that's almost all retooled. I don't think
I called him yesterday and asked him about the Racer's Wedge. It's not there yet.
Yeah,
so.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. I was down there today, and he actually talked to Horizon distributors, and round two won't give them an answer. So they've been trying to. I'm probably going to get a lot of, oh my gosh, but I'm not speaking for Andy, and I'm not speaking for Horizon, but Horizon, a big distributor, and that's where Andy gets most of his stuff. And that's where Andy's been waiting. The orders have been placed. Horizon Distributors has not received any of these new kits from
round two.
And that was my complaint. And that one video went back in the time of the Grumpy's toy. Is why is round two doing this yet? They're putting little and small. I'm not, and this has nothing to do with model roundup. This has nothing to do with online sellers. Right. But when it's little guys in their kitchen who are selling on eBay are getting these things before a guy like Andy, who no matter what anybody says, everybody in the industry needs to realize that is the most well-known little hobby shop in the world. There's people all over the world that wear this T-shirt, and that's why things that are happening for Andy. All from YouTube.
Hey, you remember?
Why would you not want to make sure that guy's hooked up?
Yeah, you remember that picture I told you about that I saw on Facebook that one time when the Grumpy's car came out, when the Grumpy's Vega came out, and there was a guy. He was just a guy, and he had a whole case in front of him. He ordered a whole case. Yeah. Now, flash forward to probably just maybe Monday, or whenever we started seeing like pictures of postings of a lot of people getting their kits, right? One here, two there. And then there's another picture of a guy that's got, he not only had, this is going to make you mad. He not only had the Racer's Wedge in vast quantities, he had the Nova Wagon.
Yeah, well, there you go. Why? That is the thing. It's like, why would you make sure certain, why can't, I know, I don't know, some get it before others, but why would all these people that sell on the internet get all this stuff before a company like Horizon that gets out to the hobby shops? I mean, do you really want to kill hobby shops? I know that's not where your bread and butter is anymore, but there's still a lot of them, and maybe we can bring them back. And there's nothing, and the funny thing is I don't sit here like the whole Walmart thing and all that stuff. It's like, I don't say don't go out and get kits online, and don't go out and get kits from Walmart. I said, if you have your choice, I know you want to go, and you're not going to be having your 40% anymore from Hobby Lobby, and I'm always looking for a deal too. But for a few more bucks, I'd rather give it to Andy so he stays in business. Or if you have a hobby shop in your hometown, buy from, whatever, another horse to be beaten, but dead horse, that is.
Hobby shops, this thing's a play. Hobby shops are the roots. Hobby shops are the roots.
Yeah, and there's no reason
you kill the root.
Someone should be able to open a hobby shop or a model shop, because let's face it, that's what Andy is. He's a plastic model shop. He's not really a hobby shop, so to say. And that is part of why he stays alive, because he stayed centralized on one item instead of having all this other stuff.
Right.
But he stays relevant with today, and he is mail order, and he's really involved with probably one of the biggest mail orders companies, distributors in the world. So he's got some really cool things happening.
But if you can't get the product,
it's definitely not anti-internet buying, because he's internet selling.
Would love to, he's just like anybody else. He would love to have those kits in while the iron is hot.
Well, he would, because him and I were talking about that today. He definitely is like, it's frustrating him, because there's other things involved too. It's not just those two kits. There's other stuff that's happening that he's waiting on. His science fiction stuff sells like crazy at his store. He's got a huge science fiction fan base that buy their kits from there.
Wow.
We went down, we saw that. Every time you go there, you see
all the Gundam.
So, and round 2 is becoming pretty big with the science. Well, they got some great science fiction stuff. So, and I'm looking forward to see what they do with the Star Wars. It's like, and I know, it's the old NPC stuff they're doing. Maybe they're going to do some new stuff with the Star Wars things, and then you've got Bandai Star Wars stuff. Annie and I were kind of talking about that, but that's kind of apples and oranges. There's good things about getting the NPC, having the NPC stuff too. Like, I want that R2D2 and C3PO. I hope they do those again. But back to cars.
Yeah, the big thing is it's not fair to them, and there are still mom and pop operations out there, and they rely on those things. And
you got to get it out.
Fighting a constant battle. It's with the big box stores, and just like you said before, Luca, it's if you don't have a mom and pop store, if you got it, if Walmart's your best alternative, then that's the right answer for
There's nothing wrong with buying a model kit when they carry it.
If you're up in the middle, if you're out in the middle of nowhere with no stores around anywhere, then internet's the way. That's the right solution for you.
Yeah, so
if you've got a local
I'm never bagging that. I've never
Right.
been bagging that, but
Right.
I'm not going to do that. Heck, I bought a model on the internet today, but it was a kit that's long time not available. But I was looking at another kit, and I went to Andy today. And I said, "Can you get this kit?" And it's actually a Fujimi kit, and he says, "Yeah, I can." And he put in an order for it, and I can. He actually can get it cheaper than what I find it on eBay for. How about that? So, you might want to start looking, because I'll tell you what, it's not so the pricing is starting to,
Is it an OOP that you're looking for, or is it something that's current?
No, it's new. It's a new Fujimi. It's a Fujimi Porsche 911.
Okay.
But and I got a different Fujimi 911 today on the internet. There's one that they aren't doing, because I'm all of a sudden on a 911 kick again. But it comes and goes for me like that. I get into one thing.
It's about the hobby.
But it's not beating the hell out of round two. All in all, most of it's all good. I think they've been such an asset to the hobby, and I think this is going to be a good thing. I think this is going to be something that's going to be better for us. Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think this is going to push them into the doing new kits. They haven't really done have they done a kit that is totally all new tool just for them, that wasn't an MPC or AMT or anything like that? As far I know, they have, with like Space 1999. They did their first all their own on tooling. I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there in the comments, but I think it was their Eagle was totally theirs. Oh, it looks like a fantastic kit. But like I showed you earlier, if any of you haven't, I'll be back. If any of you haven't seen what they announced today, if you haven't seen that video yet, there's two kits, but really just one card kit this month. And it's this thing right here. Oh, wow. And that was kind of a nice pleasure to see. This is the old when Model King was a company that was bringing back, all the old stuff, because our RC2 didn't want to do it. So this guy put the money into it and brought to life a lot of old kits. And and that's where round two picked up from him. But they're bringing that back out, and I'm curious to see. And he happened to mention, it's Chad on those videos, happened to mention that I think this was the start of their Super Stocker series, which, oh boy, there's some cool Super Stockers that were in the original series.
Oh, really?
I hope they do, like the 68 Camaro and the Cuda. That was pretty cool.
Look, is that a 70?
This right here is, yeah.
Okay.
That's a 70 GTO. And the decals they showed, they got some cool, they're even more extensive than the decals that came in this kit, because their decals are just outstanding now. So this was cool when this came out, 15 years ago, but now they're putting it out again. This is just a neat stock car chassis for the guys who a lot of guys were buying these up to put all kinds of different bodies on them. You can do all kinds of race cars. So those are coming back, because now these are starting to get in high demand and high dollar. I'll put it back on the shelf where it'll never get built. Oh, I put it in backwards. I got to go back. Sorry. Things have to be correct. They got to be right.
There's a phrase for that, but we won't get into that right now.
Did you guys see my? Okay. Anyway, so that's cool. So I mean, they're doing neat stuff. They're digging out old stuff from, they probably still have 20 years worth of old kits to bring back, and you guys can complain about that all you want. Bring the old kits, I say. I think it's great.
That'd be cool. That'd be really neat.
Yeah,
I'd like to see some more of the old funny car stuff. That would, for me.
Yeah, you would. Wouldn't it be cool? The old MPC funny cars. I'd love to see those. The Dodge Omnis and the the Corvette
The old-
Firebirds and stuff like that.
The old, I'd like to see the old Ram Chargers. Now I'm talking about the old, what is it? It was not the Dart. It was like the 67, 68 Dart Ram Chargers.
Oh, way back then.
The old Mach 1, funny car that they did. A lot of those old ones like that were from, you know, the old, it was the Nitro Charger. This is that one you see on eBay. It's a 70, it's like a 72, 73 Dodge Charger. The funny thing, it's so out of whack. It's wide at the back, at the trunk, and it goes down, and it's like a wedge. They like wedged it out.
Oh yeah, I remember that thing.
Yeah, and Nitro Charger decals and all that, and it was a standard MPC chassis, you know, the digger style chassis. It was just cool. It was just one that I did as a kid. I mean, this was back in the early '70s and whatnot. It was
But you're really old.
Really.
6 decades, right?
Yeah, right. But yeah, there's some cool old ones that I did way back when that I wish they would have. That would be cool if they had those molds to be able to bring that stuff out. I think it'd be just a lot like the Grumpy Vega. There's an audience out there for those.
Definitely. Well, that Grumpy Vega showed that, and then they're going to do that other Vega. They're not doing it as a Grumpy. They're doing it as
the Bruce Larson. Yeah. So hopefully they mean it this time.
They what?
Hopefully they mean it this time.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's okay.
Yeah, but maybe that'll bring other pro stocks. They might bring back the old pro stocks and stuff like that. Yeah, and maybe some of the funny, you know, that nobody ever expected that. And I remember when they first made the announcement of the Vega, is the fact that they were retooling a lot of that kit is all new. That I bet you that body is completely new tool for the most part. Maybe they got a hold of the old tool, and I don't know. I don't really know 100% how that works. I have an idea, but it's a lot of money. So like I always talk about some of these kits that they keep rehashing out. Yeah, you know, if they're going to put money into doing an all new tooling of something, let's have some stuff we never had. Right. Why do an all new tool? It was cool. Revell did with the 68, you know, the 68 Chevelle, and then they eventually brought the 69 Chevelle off of that. That's fantastic. A cool kit. Enjoy it. I bought one. I'm making a drag car out of it. Neat, beautiful, beautiful kit. Awesome. But, you know, I've got 3 or 4 other AMT Chevelles over there. I've been building the Chevelles for years. It's cool. It's nice to have something new, but I would rather see something that we haven't been able to build. Right. You know, there's so many cars that have never happened. Let's all think about it. Put it down in the comments below, guys. You point out a car kit that has never been done that should be done. You know, there's a ton of them. There's a ton of them. I can go all the way from the 50s on up to 2000. Where are we at? Is it 2021 finally? Hey, and speaking of that, you know, to me it did that killer Mustang, but I would love to see a brand new Mustang. I've been waiting for this S550 Mustang for someone to do a good model. I mean, early on, Revell, they did a snap kit of it, and then this Tamiya one, but nobody ever did a really good. I got
Mustang. One word. You go.
You're probably the only one that has that word.
I think that would be
this is where it's appropriate to say, Aaron, shut up. I don't know. There's probably a market out there. Heck, you see, they brought, you know, Round 2 brought the Rabbit, the Mark 1 Rabbit back. Yeah. Yeah. You know. So I guess there's hope. Right. Yugo. I think all 4 Yugo fans out there would love to see that kit. Oh, I'm going to get destroyed for that one. I know it.
All right.
But yeah, you know, I really would like to see some new kits get, you know, something totally new, something that's never been done. You know?
Be nice.
Yeah, it would be. But I think this is our best bet to have new, fresh, you know, domestic.
Right.
Kits. I mean, to me, you know, I don't know. The money for model kit and the money for model companies isn't really all in the car stuff. Unfortunately, us car guys, we're a small group to a larger of the kit market.
Yep.
You know, so that's why a lot of the, you know, to me, it doesn't. They're not doing a lot of cars lately, which is a bummer.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
People love tanks. Modelers love tanks.
There's something for everybody. That's all
I guess. It's not my fault.
Nothing against those guys. You know my stance on that. My stance is I love them. I appreciate that. I'd love to look at the intricacy of those military builds. It's just would I have that patience? Nah, probably not. Well,
it's you know, I think, you know, the car thing for us, it's a different type of model building. Car modelers, we look at model building in a completely different way, just because cars are our personal expression with automobiles. You can do, I mean, with real automobiles, everybody, you get a car and
everybody,
there ain't nobody that has a Fox body Mustang like mine, and there's a ton of people that have Scions like yours. Sorry, Aaron. But really, I mean, but in the models, I mean, there's so much artistic expression involved where it's about, you know, building something authentic with planes and tanks and stuff, and they strive for that, and that's
yeah, it's very commendable.
Very cool.
Really cool.
But
all right.
Yeah, well, I could be done with you now.
Maybe.
You got anything else to talk about?
No.
What are you working on? Let's just end the show on that one. What are you working on?
I am working on that reissue of the what is it? The AMT, that Vega panel funny car.
Oh, yeah, the one that you talked about it over at Andy's. That I did my camera work that everybody's mad at me about.
That hangs out. It's.
Are you narrowing the rear end a bit?
Of course. No, I narrowed the rear end.
Awesome.
So I'm going to try to cut those tires underneath there.
Feet.
Yeah, right. Exactly, by scale feet. And you know, I'm going to probably put injectors on there instead of a supercharger. I'm working on that one.
You got a plan for the paint?
No, but I'm going to christen my new airbrush with that thing.
Oh,
I'm going to put something. Yeah, I'm going to put something
you're
cool
ready to use that airbrush, aren't you?
Well, you know me with my stuff. It's glacial. I work at a glacial pace, but I'm going to do something else weird with that too.
You work at a glacier's pace?
Glacial pace, yeah.
Glacial pace? Oh,
yeah.
Me? No, you're Speedy Gonzalez next to me, man.
I totally agree with you on that.
Dang.
For you actually have to work at something before you can say, I have a pace.
My Porsche is sitting right there in the exact spot it was a week ago today. So don't you tell me.
Nice. No judgment.
But you know what I did get?
By that I mean a lot of judgment. So.
You know that which I'm working on my 911 933 930 collab. Showed on many videos. For any of you people who know Porsches, I know you don't. So it's basically two Tamiya kits slammed into one, and
cool.
What's that? But you know, I was wanting to get. I've been waiting for that Tamiya LP paint to come out. You know, and everything would stop it. Everything would stop. It was supposed to be here a year ago, and Andy has all that stuff. I ordered some online and got it. I got the red that I wanted to get, which is I don't know if you can see this. I wanted a really bright red, and yeah, I don't know if you can tell. on this, but wow, this is like a really bright red. It's
a red.
LP50.
Nice.
Okay. And this stuff is, you know, I got it out. I got it pretty quick. I can't remember who I ordered it from, but it was basically on eBay. And I got it. I was expecting a month, and I got it like in a week and a half.
Nice.
And now that I have it, and I watch, and Andy did a great video. I don't know if you watched it, but how to thin that stuff and everything, get it prepared for your airbrush.
Yeah.
And I was going to do that, and then I decided on a color change. So I'm not painting that thing red. I'm saving for another Porsche. I decided.
Right.
And maybe I'll do, that might end up being a video. I might do a video on painting this stuff right onto a body with no primer. As Andy says, this stuff will go on because it's to me. That's the thing about Tamiya paints. If you gotta, you know, because Tamiya bodies you almost don't have to do anything to, and you can just shoot right on them.
No kidding.
So
no prep at all.
None.
No prep at all.
All righty. Well, that's what you're working on. That's what I'm working on. I want to thank you for joining up with me on my first attempt at doing this show. We'll probably have you on more and more and more because we always talk about stuff. We might as well put it out there for the world.
We got a ton of stuff we can bore people with, no doubt.
Oh, I got a visitor here. He leaves the door open, but there he is. Everybody, hey, Felix is here. Felix.
It's man.
Yeah, my bud. So I want to thank you. I want to thank all of you for watching. Remember, if you want to be a producer like Aaron over here, get onto the Patreon and jump on. We're doing some cool stuff on there. We're going to start doing more stuff, right, Aaron?
Yes.
And you know, I always get on, you know, we're going to try to figure out a way for all of us to meet together to be able to discuss ideas for other shows. And what the heck, man? It helps the show. It helps the channel get bigger. And that's what we want because I want to bring more and more content. And we got, show your shirt there, Aaron. Look what Aaron's sporting there. He's got a Model Car Hobby headquarters shirt. And, you want a shirt? And you even have a mug, don't you? You got the mug. You get onto my Teespring account. Down in the description below is a link to it. Get yourself a shirt mug. Because I'll tell you, Aaron, you know, when the model shows start back up, when the world turns back to normal again.
Yep.
When we start being able to go shows, you got to represent. You got to show that you are a model car builder.
It's gonna be cold.
No better way than wearing that. Don't be wearing these. Enough people wear these. Wear what Aaron's wearing.
It's gonna be Cold Coffee Productions everywhere.
Cold Coffee Productions all the way. So thanks a bunch, and you know, I'm out. How about you? I'm winded.
Peace.
Later.